NASA's Mars helicopter, Ingenuity, was sent to Mars as a part of 2020 Perseverance mission. This was the first time we were attempting to use a flying object on Mars to click pictures of the red planet. But why am I talking about Mars? Isn't this video supposed to be about Androids and iPhones? You see, Ingenuity had to face a massive storm, which dropped the temperature of the Mars surface to negative 45 degrees Celsius. This storm broke a very essential component called the inclinometer. Without it, Ingenuity won't be able to know its physical orientation in 3D space, which would have caused it to crash into a mountain, ending the mission. But here's the thing. Ingenuity had parts made from Samsung Galaxy S5 and Google Pixel 3. NASA's engineer figured out a way to hack together a new inclinometer using these parts. They were able to send an Android update which used these parts to create a new inclinometer software.
Future is calling.
The reason they used an Android OS is because it has an incredible ability to adapt to any system and can be customized into anything. It is not only providing all the features like the ones in iPhones, in some phones that are actually less than $100, it is also helping humanity with space missions. But green text though, ugh. As I prepare myself to buy a new iPhone, I need to go on this final rant about owning an Android in North America. The way iPhone is designed, it only works optimally with Apple products, which forces users into a closed system, making moving out of the system extremely difficult. You cannot customize any core functions without jailbreaking the device, which voids security guarantees. This closed approach in the name of security allows Apple to dominate with its monopoly in the North American markets. People tend to get so skeeved when they see green text bubbles in their chat or their group chats. First of all, worst color ever. I think Apple chose that color green on purpose because it is so gross. Second of all, the text has green color because iPhone or Apple assigned non-iOS texts that color. It's like putting on a stupid hat on your friend and then making fun of them when they walk in with the same hat that you had put on. I know some of you always say, oh, that is to separate out normal messages with iMessages, but they did not need to do that. There was already rich communication services that was already released in 2008 that allowed SMS, MMS, and other sorts of communication to go seamlessly between cell phones. But iPhone had to reinvent the wheel and create iMessages so that they could create a closed system of text messages and mock anyone who's not a part of this elite system. iMessage is not some revolutionary technological advancement. It's a gimmick to keep you within the system. Imagine if Google says, oh, you can only use Google Map or Google Search or Gmail or YouTube only if you had an Android phone, because Android is Google. How's that going to work out for us? The way Apple patented iMessage and kept it within the system is absolutely hilarious to me. Creating a search engine? Now that is innovation. And I know Apple is too motivated by profit to ever try and do anything like that ever. Remember that when they tried to reinvent the wheel and create Apple Maps?
Christina, how bad is this? Be honest. Is this Windows Vista bad? It's not iPhone 4 bad, is it? Fuck. Don't tell me this is Zoom bad.
I'm sorry, Gavin. It's Apple Maps bad.
Yeah.
And the sad thing is that all of the apps have bowed down to the great Apple and built their apps around iPhones. Now you must think I'm a hater, and I am. I absolutely am. But there was a time when Apple was at the forefront of innovation. In its early years, Apple revolutionized personal computing with the release of Apple I in 1976. It was a single board computer designed by Steve Wozniak. The Apple II, launched in 1977, brought color graphics and expandability, making it one of the first successful mass-market computers. In 1983, Apple introduced the Lisa, which featured a graphical user interface, and a mouse. Both of them were groundbreaking technologies at that time. Apple entered the mobile space with iPod, revolutionizing digital music with its sleek design and iTunes integration. The launch of iPhone in 2007 redefined smartphones, combining a phone, an iPod, and an internet communicator in one device. But now the tech has plateaued. They resort to marketing gimmicks and marginal updates to make you keep buying their phones. They also took planned obsolescence to the next level, where they would purposefully slow down their phones so that you had to buy new phones. Android devices have strong competition amongst them. They are used everywhere else except for North America. The openness in the system allows for anyone and everyone to contribute to Play Store, which makes it a much more innovative system. There's Google, Samsung, Toshiba, OnePlus competing for the market share all the time. Apple doesn't really have any more motivation to truly innovate because it knows it has locked people within its system. If you ask most Americans that if they're opposed to a monopoly or not, their answer will be a resounding yes. Then why are we encouraging Apple to get away with this? This is not the way of healthy capitalism. This is not a generic Apple versus Android video, where I compare the cameras and the specifications. This is a video about comparing systems, an open system and a closed system. One system that is driven by profit and greed, while the other driven by innovation. Neither is this video meant to mock people who use iPhones. I see the appeal of convenience. I want a world where you are not judged by the color of your text, but by the content of your character. With all that being said, I like being connected to my friends, and I like to be included in group chats. So I'm gonna go and get an iPhone. But I'll still record my videos on Androids though, because I like the I think the camera is better.